There are few terms other than the cloud that are used so commonly without a true comprehension of their meaning or importance. Yet as time progresses and the technology industry and the world itself becomes more reliant on the cloud and its services, it has never been more important to understand how the cloud works and what it describes. So, what is the cloud? Let's dive right in. In most contexts, the term the cloud is nothing more than another word for the internet. In many flowcharts and visualizations of how different networks communicate with each other, the internet is often represented by a large, puffy white cloud. But for a network so large and complex, describing it as a simple cloud is rather belittling. What is really going on behind the scenes? Let's take a look. To understand what constitutes the cloud, it is necessary to understand how one connects to it. For a device to send and receive information over the internet in a typical household, it must reach a modem router, a device that modulates digital information that computers understand to transmittable signals. Reaching the modem is achieved differently depending on the device itself. Wired devices, like most desktop computers, use special Ethernet cables to reach a network switch, which is connected to the modem. This switch establishes a local area network, or LAN, allowing Ethernet-using devices to communicate with each other locally and manages each device's data transmission. Wireless devices, like smartphones and laptops, instead use Wi-Fi, a radio wavelength, to reach the modem. Depending on the scenario, there may be more steps. Wireless devices may connect with other routers first before reaching the modem, and wired devices may go through several or no switches. But in the end, all devices must connect to a modem. These devices send information in broken up chunks called packets, each one containing a small piece of the underlying data meaning to be sent, and an end address of where the data is supposed to go. After reaching the modem and being converted to transmittable signals, they are then sent to a router in a nearby network owned by the user's ISP, or Internet Service Provider. This router serves as a gateway to the internet backbone, an incredibly expansive series of cables stretching all over the earth, hosted by many different corporations and governments. These cables utilize fiber optic technology, allowing data to be sent at near the speed of light. The router uses the address of the packet and information from a table of connected networks to determine which of the routers on the backbone it is connected to would get the packet the closest to its end destination over the shortest distance, and sends the packet along its way, completing a single hop. Depending on how far away the end destination is, 5 to 20 hops can occur before the packet finally reaches it. After the packet has traveled the necessary distances, it finally reaches a computer called a server, which processes the packet's information and sends a response in packets along the same path of routers, through the user's local network, then back to the original device. This sending and receiving of data packets is what establishes a connection between the device and the web host. Devices can access websites like Google by sending a packet querying for the web page, and after performing a search, Google can send the search results back in packets. And thousands of people all over the earth are performing Google searches at the same time, sending packets to and fro. They are also sending emails and using social media platforms, exchanging even more packets. Millions of packets must travel down the same finite set of cables spanning the entire globe in seconds, and a finite number of routers must manage the traffic. This is the cloud, a global network of interconnected devices. It's what allows us to store data from thousands of miles away and access it from anywhere in seconds. And as it continues to envelop more industries and walks of life, we too must adapt with it and understand how it functions.